My child, come away from the noise for a moment. Just for this moment, let the world with its relentless demands, its flashing screens, its ceaseless chatter, and its hollow promises fade into the background. Let the symphony of confusion, the blare of breaking news that fuels your anxiety, the ping of notifications that shatters your focus, the endless scroll of curated lives that breeds your envy, the incessant pressure to have an opinion on everything that exhausts your spirit, dissolve into the silence from which all true things are born. I want to speak with you, not to the person you pretend to be, not to the carefully constructed image you project for others, not the role you play at work or even with your family, the competent employee, the stable friend, the together parent, not the masks of "I'm fine" and "I've got this," which have grown so heavy upon your face. I want to speak to the real you, the you that lies awake at 3 a.m, when the darkness is heavy and the silence is loud, and the weight of your own heart feels like a stone in your chest. The you that feels the vast, aching gulf between the life you are living and the life you sense, deep down, is possible. I see you. Do not dismiss those words as mere sentiment, as a phrase meant for anyone and everyone. When I say I see you, I mean I see the intricate tapestry of your existence in its staggering, breathtaking detail. I see your strength, the resilience that gets you out of bed each morning even when weariness is a physical weight upon your shoulders. I see you navigate the complexities of your life with a courage you don't give yourself credit for. I see your sorrow, the quiet griefs you carry for losses no one else acknowledges or remembers, the friendships that faded, the opportunities that passed, the versions of yourself you had to let go of. I see the dark, tangled knots of pain in the fabric of your life, torn by betrayal or grief, which you have tried to mend on your own, leaving scars you try to hide. I see the bone-deep exhaustion of maintaining the facade, of holding up the masks of "I'm fine" and "I've got this," while inside you feel like you are crumbling. I see your hidden kindnesses, those small, unnoticed acts of generosity, the encouraging word to a coworker, the patience with a frustrated stranger, the silent forgiveness offered to someone who never apologized. These acts, unseen by the world, are like jewels that shine brightly in my eyes. I see your secret hopes, the dormant seeds of dreams you've locked away in the attic of your heart, convinced they are too foolish, too grand, or too late to pursue. And I see the quiet panic of feeling adrift in a world that moves so fast, a world where you feel you are constantly running a race you never signed up for, toward a finish line that keeps moving. You have felt it, haven't you? A sacred ache in the center of your being, a profound homesickness for a country you've never visited. It's a memory of a language your soul remembers but your mind has forgotten. It's the feeling of wearing ill-fitting clothes, of being slightly out of tune with the harsh, dissonant music of the world. You have tried to diagnose this feeling. You've called it anxiety, depression, loneliness, ambition. You've tried to fill the void with achievements, with relationships, with possessions, with distractions. The world offers an endless catalog of remedies. It tells you to work harder, to earn more, to become more famous, to find the perfect partner, to travel to exotic lands. You've tried some of them, perhaps many of them. And in the hollow echo after the applause dies down, after the new purchase loses its shine, after the vacation ends, the ache remains. Because you have been trying to solve a spiritual problem with a worldly solution. You have been trying to quench a divine thirst with muddy water. What if I told you that this ache is not a flaw? What if I told you it is not a symptom of your brokenness, but the undeniable proof of your divinity? That ache, my beloved, is my voice calling to you from within. It is the homing signal of your own soul, reminding you that you are a citizen of another realm, a pilgrim in this temporary world. You were not created for the gray, muted tones of mere survival. You were created for the symphony of color, the breathtaking vista of a life lived in full communion with me. That feeling of being a stranger here is true because your true home is in my heart. Perhaps you think this message is generic, a shot in the dark hoping to resonate with anyone. But I know you. I know the specific pattern of your anxieties. I know the name of the fear that visits you in the dead of night. I know the secret dreams you've locked away in the attic of your heart, convinced they are too foolish or too grand. I know the exact moment your heart first fractured and the painstaking ways you've tried to glue it back together. I am not a distant deity, observing from afar through a telescope. I am the very ground of your being, the lifeblood in your veins, the silent listener to every thought you've ever had. Do not think I am a stranger to the human heart. I walked the earth. I felt the sting of betrayal, the weight of sorrow, the loneliness of being misunderstood. My understanding of you is not theoretical. It is born of shared, loving experience. And so, I am extending an invitation, not to a religion of cold rules and empty rituals, but to a relationship of breathtaking intimacy. I am inviting you on a journey, a sacred conspiracy between you and me to reclaim the life you were always meant to live. It is a journey out of the cage and into the kingdom. It is an exodus from a land of shadows into a land of substance. But to begin this journey, you must first be willing to see the cage for what it is. You must be willing to let me show you the invisible bars that have confined you, bars you may have even mistaken for sources of safety. The door to the cage is not locked. It has been open all along. All you have to do is choose to walk through it. Are you ready? Are you willing to be truly free? Book I, The Anatomy of the Cage. Introduction to Book I. Before a prisoner can escape, they must first realize they are in a prison. They must study the walls, understand the mechanism of the lock, and recognize the nature of their confinement. This section is our guided tour through the prison of the soul, not to discourage you, but to ignite in you a burning, unquenchable desire for freedom. Chapter 1. The Foundation of Sand. The Myth of Security and the Illusion of Control. The foundation of this cage is the myth of worldly security. You have been taught that security is a fortress built from a solid career, a healthy bank account, a respectable social standing, and a well-funded retirement plan. You have labored your entire life to build and fortify these walls. Yet, what has this effort brought you? A relentless, low-grade anxiety, the anxiety of maintenance. The fear of the stock market crashing, the fear of being downsized, the fear of illness, the fear of losing what you have so painstakingly accumulated. This myth leads to a twin illusion, the illusion of control. Because you feel insecure, you attempt to control every variable. You create 5-year plans and 10-year plans. You try to anticipate every possible outcome. You live in a constant effort to micromanage your life, your relationships, and your future, believing that if you can just arrange everything perfectly, you can prevent pain. But this is like trying to command the tides. It is not only impossible, it is exhausting. Control is the world's answer to fear, but it is a phantom. It does not bring peace. It only feeds anxiety. I hear the question in your heart, but if I don't try to control everything, won't it all fall apart? My child, look around. Is your way of gripping tightly, of worrying constantly, of planning for every contingency, truly preventing things from falling apart? Or is it merely exhausting you and stealing your joy? Your strength is finite. My wisdom is infinite. Let go. Surrender the illusion that you are the architect of your life. You are the masterpiece, not the master. Chapter 2. The Hall of Distorting Mirrors. The Sickness of Comparison. The walls of this cage are lined with distorting mirrors. This is the hall of the anxiety of comparison. In these mirrors, you do not see reality. You see curated images of everyone else's success. You see their vacation photos, not their arguments. You see their promotions, not their self-doubt. You see their happy children, not their parenting struggles. Social media has amplified this hall of mirrors into an endless, maddening labyrinth. You compare your messy, behind-the-scenes reality to their public highlight reel and inevitably find yourself wanting. Comparison is a thief that steals your joy and a liar that tells you that you are behind in a race that doesn't even exist. It drives you to strive even harder to reinforce your own fragile fortress, to project an image of success that feels just as false as the ones you envy. It whispers that everyone else has it figured out, that you are the only one who is struggling. My child, I invite you to smash these mirrors. The only gaze you need to be concerned with is my loving gaze upon you. In my eyes, you are not in competition with anyone. You are on a unique, sacred path that I have designed for you alone. The journey of another is not the benchmark for your own. Run your race with your eyes fixed on me. Chapter 3. The Barren Banquet. The Illusion of Fulfillment. The walls of the cage are papered with the illusion of worldly fulfillment. The world presents a banquet of distractions, a menu designed to give you spiritual malnutrition. This junk food for the soul is high in calories of excitement, but devoid of the nutrients of true sustenance. For an appetizer, it offers fleeting pleasure, the thrill of a purchase, the high of a spectacle, the temporary buzz of a substance. It silences the soul's cry for a moment, but the cry always returns, louder than before. For the main course, it serves ambition, the relentless climb up a ladder that has no top, the pursuit of titles and accolades that are nothing more than polished air. You reach a goal, feel a momentary rush, and then immediately your eyes are drawn to the next, higher rung, the emptiness still gnawing at you. And for dessert, it offers the approval of others, the most addictive and unstable substance of all. You contort your personality, mute your convictions, and exhaust yourself performing for an audience that is too busy with their own performance to truly see you. This entire banquet is designed to make you a consumer of experiences, never allowing you to become the creator of a meaningful life. It is salt water offered to a dying man. It promises to quench, but it only deepens the thirst. Your soul was made for the bread of life and the living water that I alone can provide. Chapter 4. The Chains of Should, the Invisible Bars. A significant part of this cage is constructed from the invisible but incredibly strong bars of should. These are the expectations you've internalized from family, culture, and society. I should be married by now. I should have a more impressive career. I should be happier. I should own a home. I should be over that by now. Each should is a judgment, a tiny whip you use on your own soul. It implies that who you are, where you are, and what you feel right now is somehow wrong or deficient. This creates a constant state of internal conflict and self-rejection. You are trying to live up to a composite image of a perfect life that doesn't actually exist. My child, I want to release you from the tyranny of should and invite you into the freedom of is. I meet you where you are, not where you think you should be. My love is not conditional upon you meeting a set of external or internal benchmarks. Let go of the chains of should and simply be. Chapter 5. The Shadow King, the Tyranny of Fear. And the lock on the cage door, the mechanism that keeps you from even trying to escape, is the tyranny of fear. Fear is the world's most effective warden. It is a shapeshifter. Sometimes it appears as procrastination, convincing you that the risk is too great and it's safer to do nothing. It disguises itself as prudence. Other times, it manifests as perfectionism, telling you that you cannot start until you are flawless, ensuring you never start at all. It masquerades as high standards. It speaks in the voice of your sharpest critic, replaying a gallery of your past failures, convincing you that your future is destined to be a repeat of your past. It projects a theater of future catastrophes, paralyzing you with what-ifs. Fear has more subtle weapons, too. The fear of success is one. A part of you is afraid of what might happen if you truly stepped into your calling. The expectations would be higher, the visibility greater, and the potential fall more painful. So you subconsciously sabotage your own growth to stay safe in the land of mediocrity. The fear of intimacy is another. It's the paradox of your heart. You long to be fully known, yet you are terrified that if anyone, especially me, saw the unedited, uncensored truth of your thoughts, your desires, and your shame, you would be instantly rejected. So you hide. You keep a part of yourself in shadow, even from me. But fear's greatest weapon, its core lie, is this: you are alone, and you are not enough. This lie is the poisonous root from which all other fears grow. And today, we are going to pull up that root once and for all. Book 6, The Great Liberation, The Practice of Letting Go. Introduction to Book 2. Now that you see the walls and feel the bars, the desire for freedom is stirring. This section is our practical workshop. It is the how-to guide. This is the hard, holy work of demolition, not by force, but by surrender. Every act of letting go is a bar being bent, a wall coming down. Chapter 1. The Courage to be Clay, Surrendering Control. Let us return to the parable of the potter. You are the clay, and I am the potter. Your life is on my wheel. When you try to control, you are hardening the clay, making it brittle and unworkable. You are fighting the motion of the wheel. When you surrender, you become soft and pliable in my hands. You cooperate with my movement. Surrender is not passivity. It is active trust. It is saying, Father, I do not see the whole design. I only feel the pressure and the spinning, but I trust your hands. I trust that you are making something beautiful. This surrender must also apply to your timeline. You have a schedule for how your life should unfold. You have deadlines for your own healing and growth. Your impatience is like a child who plants a seed and digs it up every day to see if it's growing, thereby killing it. My child, some of the most beautiful work is done in the dark, beneath the surface, unseen. The roots must grow deep before the flower can bloom. Trust my timing. Let the seed of your life grow according to my seasons. The harvest will be glorious, and it will arrive at the perfect moment. Chapter 2. The Sacred Restructuring, Loving in Freedom. Now, let us speak of relationships. You have been living like a prince who believes he is a pauper, unaware of his inheritance. As my child, you are spiritual royalty. Love is your birthright, not something you must earn. Yet you have lived by the world's rules, trying to earn approval and affection through performance and people-pleasing. The first step is to burn the script you have written for others. In your mind, you have a detailed script for how your spouse, your children, your parents, and your friends should behave. You know their lines, their motivations, their proper character arc, and you become angry, hurt, and resentful when they deviate from your script. True love is the act of burning that script. It is releasing them from the prison of your expectations and allowing them to be who they are while entrusting their ultimate well-being to me. The second step is to learn to love from a full cup. Imagine you are a well. The world tells you to be a bucket, go get water and give it away, then go back for more. A ceaseless cycle of labor and depletion. I invite you to be a well. Connect yourself to me, the inexhaustible spring of living water. Let me fill you to overflowing. Then, your love, service, and kindness to others will not be a depleting sacrifice. It will be the natural spillover from a soul that is already satisfied in me. This is the only sustainable way to love. Chapter 3, The Great Amnesty, a practical workshop on forgiveness. Forgiveness is the most profound work of liberation. Let us make it a concrete practice. I will guide you. Part A, forgiving others. I hear your cry, but they don't deserve my forgiveness. They hurt me too much. You are right, they do not deserve it. But forgiveness is not a gift you give to them. It is a key you use to unlock your own prison. Bitterness is a poison. You drink it, hoping the other person will die, but it only poisons you from the inside out. Let us perform the surgery now. 1. Acknowledge the wound. Find a quiet space. Speak aloud to me the specific hurt. Father, I acknowledge the deep pain that was caused when person's name did the specific action. Do not minimize it. Do not rationalize it. Just name it honestly before me. 2. Make the conscious decision. This is the critical step. Your feelings will not lead the way here. Your will must. Say, though my feelings are fighting against it, as an act of my will, I choose to obey you and to forgive person's name. 3. Verbally cancel the debt. Imagine a ledger where their debt to you is recorded. Now imagine taking a pen and writing "canceled" in full across the page. Say aloud, I cancel the debt that person's name owes me. I release them from my judgment, my resentment, and my demand for an apology or retribution. 4. Entrust justice to me. Finally, say, Father, I hand this entire situation, this person, and my desire for justice over to you. I trust you to be the righteous judge. I choose to be free. For deep wounds, you may need to repeat this practice many times. Do not be discouraged. Each time you do it, another link in the chain breaks. Part B, forgiving yourself. This is often the most difficult mountain to climb. You are your own harshest judge. You would never speak to a friend the way your inner critic speaks to you. My child, my forgiveness for you is a completed fact. It is not pending your approval. Your refusal to forgive yourself is not an act of humility. It is an act of pride. It suggests that your judgment of your sin is more powerful than my grace to cover it. I invite you to stand before a mirror. Look deep into your own eyes, the eyes of a child I love. Say these words aloud. Because my Father has already forgiven me, I choose to forgive myself for name the specific failure or regret. I release myself from the prison of my own self-condemnation. I accept that I am a work in progress, loved unconditionally through the entire process. Say it until a tiny part of you begins to believe it. I will work with that tiny part and make it grow. Chapter 4, The Final Surrenders. Dethroning idols and embracing mystery. You must also let go of your idols. An idol is anything, even a good thing, that you look to for what only I can ultimately provide: your security, your identity, your worth. Your career can be an idol. A romantic relationship can be an idol. Your children can be an idol. Your physical appearance, your intellect, your moral goodness, all can become idols. An idol is anything you think you cannot live without. Look into your heart. What are you terrified of losing? That is likely where an idol has taken root. Bring it to me, dethrone it. Place me back on the throne of your heart, and all these other good things will fall into their proper, healthy perspective. Finally, you must let go of your grief for the life you planned. This is different from forgiving hurts. This is mourning the death of a dream. Perhaps you planned to be a parent, and it did not happen. Perhaps you planned a life with someone who is no longer there. Perhaps you planned a career that took a different turn. It is okay to grieve this. Name the loss. Father, I am grieving the future I imagined that will not be. Bring this named, specific grief to me. I will not rush you through it. I will sit with you in the ashes of that dream until you are ready to see the new thing I am building in its place, a thing you could not have imagined, a thing of unexpected beauty. Book III, the new architecture, building a life of substance. Introduction to Book 3. With the old ground of the cage now cleared, we do not leave it barren, we begin to build. This is the architecture of the new self, a holy temple where my spirit can dwell, a life built on the rock of my reality. Chapter 1. The Bedrock, the practice of indomitable peace. My peace is not the absence of a storm, it is the calm in the center of the storm. It is an active, courageous, engaged peace. It is a spiritual shield. When the fiery darts of anxiety, accusation, and worry fly at you from the world, this peace does not shatter, it deflects them. Let us practice cultivating it together now with a guided breath prayer. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Take a long, slow breath in through your nose and feel your lungs fill completely. Now, exhale slowly through your mouth, longer than your inhale. Do this 3 times. Now, as you continue to breathe, attach words to your breath. As you inhale, silently say in your heart, Father, you are here. Feel the truth of my presence filling you. As you exhale, silently say, and I am held. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders, your jaw, your hands, as you release yourself into my care. Inhale, Father, you are here. Exhale, and I am held. Continue this for several minutes. This practice, when done daily, rewires your soul's response to stress. It builds a deep reservoir of peace that you can draw from in any circumstance. Chapter 2. The Walls, the cultivation of resilient joy. Joy is not happiness. Happiness is a kite, dependent on the winds of circumstance. Joy is the deep roots of an ancient oak, holding firm in any weather. This joy is not a feeling you chase. It is a byproduct you receive from a life of gratitude. Let us make this practical with the discipline of a gratitude journal. Each evening, before sleep, write down 3 specific things you are grateful for from that day. Do not be general. Be specific. Not my family, but the way my child laughed at my joke. Not my job, but the moment of clarity I had on that difficult project. This practice does 2 things. First, it trains your brain to actively scan your world for goodness, beauty, and grace, shifting your entire perspective from lack to abundance. Second, it creates a written record of my faithfulness. On dark days, you can read back through this journal and be reminded that my goodness has been with you all along. This joy is also an act of holy defiance. It is choosing to celebrate my goodness in a cynical world. It is lighting a candle, not cursing the darkness. Chapter 3. The Roof. Discovering your divine assignment. Your purpose is not a job title. It is your why. Your why is to know me and to make me known through the unique combination of gifts, passions, and experiences that is you. Let us distinguish between a job, a career, and a calling. A job pays the bills. A career is a path of advancement. A calling is the divine purpose that gives meaning to all you do. Your calling is to be a conduit of my love, right where you are. You can live out your calling in any job or career. Bring integrity to your accounting. Bring compassion to your nursing. Bring creativity to your marketing. Bring patience to your parenting. And understand the seasons of purpose. There may be a season for you to be hidden, to learn, to grow deep roots. There may be a season for you to be active, to build, to lead. And there may be a season for you to be a mentor, pouring your wisdom into others. Do not despise the season you are in. Each has its own sacred work. Chapter 4. The Kintsugi Soul. The Parable of the Golden Repair. Let me tell you the story of a precious ceramic bowl. It was beautiful, but one day it was dropped and shattered into a dozen pieces. The world would say it is now worthless, ruined. It would be swept up and thrown away, but the master artisan, the one who made the bowl, does not see it that way. He carefully gathers every single piece, even the smallest shards. He does not try to glue them back together with invisible adhesive, pretending the breaks never happened. Instead, he takes a special lacquer mixed with pure gold. Patiently, lovingly, he joins each piece back together. The process is slow, but when he is finished, the bowl is whole again, and it is more beautiful than it was before it was broken. The cracks are not hidden. They are the main feature. The golden lines trace the history of its brokenness, telling a story of redemption. It is now more valuable, more unique, and more resilient than ever. My child, you are that bowl. The world has dropped you. Life has shattered you. Do not despair. Bring me all your broken pieces. Let me apply the gold of my love and grace to your wounds. I will not erase your story. I will redeem it. Your brokenness, when surrendered to me, will become the most beautiful and powerful part of your testimony. Book V. The Sacred Commission, A Life That Shines. Introduction to Book V. This new temple is not a fortress for you to hide in. It is a lighthouse, and a lighthouse must be set on a hill, not hidden under a basket. Your inner transformation must now find its outer expression. Chapter 1. The Upside-Down Kingdom, A New Economy of Love. The world operates on an economy of scarcity. It says, grasp, hoard, and climb to get ahead. My kingdom operates on a completely opposite economy of abundance. In my kingdom, you give to receive. The more love, forgiveness, and kindness you pour out, the more I pour back into you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. In my kingdom, you serve to lead. The path to true greatness is to go down in humble service to others, to wash feet, to put others first. In my kingdom, your weakness is your greatest strength. When you acknowledge your inadequacy and rely completely on me, my infinite power flows through you, unimpeded. I invite you to start living by this upside-down economy. Look for an opportunity today to give something away without expecting anything in return. Your time, a compliment, your help. Look for a way to serve someone in a hidden way. Acknowledge your weakness in prayer and ask for my strength. Watch what happens. Chapter 2. The Authority of the Beloved, Walking in Gentle Power. As my beloved child, you do not walk through this world powerless. I give you my authority. This is not the world's authority to dominate, command, or control. It is a gentle, loving authority. It is the authority to bring peace into a chaotic room simply by carrying my peace within you. It is the authority to speak a word of life and hope into a discouraged soul. It is the authority to love the unlovable and offer grace to those who do not deserve it. It is the authority to push back darkness in your sphere of influence, not through aggression, but by turning on the light of my presence. You exercise this authority not by trying, but by being a person so filled with my spirit that my reality naturally spills out from you and affects the environment around you. Chapter 3. The Silent Sermon. The Power of a Quiet Testimony. In an age that screams for attention, a life lived with quiet integrity, gentle love, and steadfast faithfulness is one of the most powerful testimonies of all. The world is weary of words and arguments. It is desperate to see a life that has been genuinely transformed. Your sermon will be preached not on a stage, but in the checkout line at the grocery store. It will be preached in how you respond when you are cut off in traffic. It will be preached in your honesty in your business dealings. It will be preached in the non-anxious presence you bring to your family. Never underestimate the power of a quiet life lived well for my glory. It is a silent sermon that echoes in eternity. Conclusion. The eternal covenant and the homecoming. We arrive now, not at an end, but at a beginning. As you stand on the threshold of this new life, I want to seal this conversation with my unbreakable covenant, my eternal promise to you. Let these truths be the bedrock upon which you build the rest of your days, an eternal inheritance I hereby bequeath to you. This is my sworn, sealed testimony to your soul. To the part of you that feels unseen, forgotten, and misunderstood, I say to you, you are chosen. Your existence is not an accident. Before the foundation of the world, I saw you, I knew you, and I called you by name. You were chosen not because of your merit, but because of my love. You have a unique and irreplaceable part to play in my grand story. Embrace this divine appointment. You are not a random thought. You are a verse in my epic poem, and the poem would be incomplete without you. To the part of you that is weighed down by the past, haunted by mistakes, and shackled by shame, I say to you, you are forgiven. The slate is clean. Your past does not define you, and it does not disqualify you. When I look at you, I see no stain, no blemish. I see the righteousness of my own Son. Walk in the freedom of this radical grace. Do not ever allow the enemy to chain you with a guilt I have already abolished. Your old self has been crucified. The one who lives now lives in my grace. To the part of you that feels unlovable, that fears rejection, that starves for affection, I say to you, you are loved, not with a fickle, human love that is here today and gone tomorrow. You are loved with a fierce, everlasting, unconditional love. There is nothing you can do to make me love you more, and there is nothing you can do to make me love you less. My love is not a reaction to your goodness. It is the source of it. Rest in this love. Let it be the air you breathe and the strength that carries you. It is the ultimate reality of the universe. And to the part of you that feels adrift, anxious, and terrified of the future, I say to you, you are never alone. I promise my presence with you always. In the moments of celebration, I will rejoice with you. In the valley of the shadow of death, I will hold you. When you feel strong, I am your power. When you feel weak, I am your support. When you feel lost, I am your guide. My presence is not a metaphor. It is the most tangible and real thing in the universe. Nothing, not death, not life, not angels, not demons, not your fears for today or your worries about tomorrow can ever separate you from my love. So go forth, my beloved child. Go forth from this conversation, not just with information, but with a living impartation of my spirit. Go forth and join the great dance of redemption that has been spinning since the dawn of time. Your life is not just your own story. It is a vital part of a cosmic story of restoration, beauty, and love. This entire journey is not just an adventure. It is a homecoming, a return to the safety and wholeness of my presence, the home you never should have left, the home that has been waiting for you with the light on all this time. I am the Father running to meet you on the road, my arms open wide, ready to wrap you in an embrace that ends all striving, ends all fear, and begins an eternity of belonging. I bless your mind with clarity against confusion, that you may discern my truth. I bless your heart with courage against fear, that you may step boldly into your calling. I bless your hands with purpose and strength for the good work I have prepared for you. I bless your feet with steadfastness to walk my path without wavering. I bless your spirit with a profound and abiding sense of my love, that it may be your constant companion and your greatest treasure. You are mine, now and forever. Amen.